Hi guys, welcome to Charities Baba USA, your #1 channel. I have been gone for quite some, I think close to 3 weeks, but now I am back. I've been very busy, guys. I was caught up doing something for my family, and that's why I wasn't able to post anything. But I do apologize for that. But now I'm back, and I've seen so many questions that you have asked me. First of all, I want to thank my subscribers for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for doing that. Welcome to my living room. I changed my position. So, guys, today I want to talk about there's that video that I had done on. Let me look at my computer here. I had done it with 3 weeks ago. It's been 3 weeks since I posted, so I've been very busy just with my family, but now I am back and we're gonna talk about the rest of the remaining days for the DV lottery. Today is the 25th of October. So we still have a few more days to go that if you haven't applied, I think 12 days to go, that if you haven't applied for your DV lottery, you can still do it, guys. You can still do it. But what I'm gonna do today is that video that I did 3 weeks ago. I want to thank you for watching it, and also for asking questions. So I'm gonna address those questions. Um, there are many. Excuse me. But before that, my name is Charity Nganga. This is Charities Baba USA. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing, guys. So I want to talk about some of the questions, and I hope, and even when I left, and even when I was posting, I know that I have done so many videos about DB lottery. So all you need to do when you go to my channel is to search, because there's so many. I think I've uploaded more than 300 videos, and most of them talk about the instructions and all the questions that you guys have. But since I have questions here, I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to read them from my other computer. That way I can go through all them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first question that was asked 3 weeks ago, since I didn't come in. So this one was Talents 2022. They were asking, will you host me when I win? Now that's a hard question. And I did host Anne, and she's doing very well, actually. She's really doing well. And, I'm proud to say that we were able to help her and her daughter. And right now she has a job, she has her house, and she has a car. But by that time when I was hosting her, my son had moved out. But right now our son is back home, and he's out a little bit because he went for boot camp, and I will be going to San Diego in 2 weeks for his graduation. So I'm gonna be showing you off where we are going. But so when he came in, the place that I had hosted people now is occupied. So as much as I would want to host someone right now, I am not able to, because I do have kids, and when your kids, family comes first. So at the moment, I am not able to host anybody. But if you are in a fix, I think we can still look for something. But what I like to say is that after you have applied for your DV lottery, you want to talk about a host if you have been selected, because like I told you, this is a lottery that we do, and it's very important for you. When you apply for your DV lottery, you move on, and then you come back in May and check, so that, because if you put your mind there, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up getting very frustrated. So that's what I can say about that. And then there's Jackson Williams 40. I'm going to read all the comments for that video. Thanks for the information. Thank you. And he said he was the first to comment. Thank you for that, Jackson William. And then there's DMM, who said, if my spouse was selected in DV 2024, can I go ahead and apply for DV 25? Yes, you can. You can, because the DV lottery is very complex. And you find that you are not going to be penalized for applying another time, whether they won or not. Because like I said, there are only 55,000 visas to be issued. So you can win and you don't get the 2NL. So it doesn't matter. You can apply as many times as you want. Even if even if your spouse got it, as you are waiting, and if another one comes up, you can still apply. It's nobody is gonna ask you if you want to apply. So you can do that, William. Now, there's another one there who has love emojis. Thank you for that. What if so? Eli Gichu is asking, what if you have an unborn child at the time of registration and you win the lottery? Now, here in the US, there's something that's called a life change, whereby if a child is born, let's assume like you had your baby, you won your DV lottery and then you had your baby, you just need to tell them that you had a baby. And then they are going to include them as a derivative. They won't tell you that you can leave your child here because you won the DV lottery so that you can come. No, they qualify. What they don't like is you apply for the DV lottery, you were not married, and then as soon as you found out that you have been selected, then you go ahead and start saying that you were married. Now that one brings a problem, and they investigate a lot because they do not want someone to be coming in there to take an advantage. Of which, in my own experience here, living here in the US, I've seen whereby, and it's unfortunate, whereby you find someone they fell in love with. I don't know if he's falling in love or he's taking advantage, and then they don't have papers, and maybe that person has got papers here, and then as soon as they get their papers, they are on their way to divorce that person or to leave that person. So for me, I have never agreed with that because I believe in not taking advantage of anybody. And I think because of that, because it's really hurtful if you have lived with someone. I know this case of someone who had been married for a long time. I think they had been married more than 13 years. And then the moment that person got papers and that other person helped them to bring their kids here, they just walked out on them, and it was sad. Like, I felt sad about it because I like to talk about what I know and what I have experienced. So I feel like if you win your DV lottery and then you add a person and you say that you are married to them, unless you have enough evidence, you might be denied your visa. So, but if you have a baby, that's okay, that's fine. They are not going. And even if still you had planned your wedding, and it's valid, because if you have proof, what they like to have is proof. If you have proof to show them that this person is not here to benefit or to take advantage, then they don't have a problem. But I've seen like people getting married and they have maybe they have other spouses, maybe somewhere else, and they are trying to tell this person that they are together, and then the moment they get their papers, they just leave them, they abandon them. For me, I've never supported that. I really don't like it. And for me, if it's bad, it's bad. I really don't like sugarcoating. It doesn't matter. So that's a bad thing. And it's a disadvantage because we have children, and our children, they are going to be in that position. They have papers. And I'm not saying that they should not marry people who do not have papers, but I would not want someone to knock at my door and want to be involved with my child simply because they want to get a benefit of getting documentation. That would be very, very, very unfortunate. I know they are genuine people, but there's some people who are not genuine. And for me, I just talk the way it is. It is what it is. Okay, now, higher Tenatwa 2038 is asking, hey, hello dear, in form, DV form, they do not show the gender choice and education background. And also only in the computer. When there is the desktop. When you are in the computer, there is the desktop that is so big that it shows you everything. And in the phone, sometimes you don't get all the information. For example, and I'm going to give you an example of my YouTube channel. If I look at my YouTube studio on my phone, it's different than how it looks on my screen in the computer. So there are some things that I can do on my phone, and there are some things that I'm not able to do unless I get into my computer. You see what I mean? For example, if I have posted a video and I want to customize it to be seen or to be in front of the others, I'm never able to do it on my phone, but I'm able to do it on my computer. You find that the desktop has more, I think because of the space and everything, there is more. So if you're not able to see that, and I don't know why you are not able to see that, because you should be able to apply a DV lottery on your phone. You should be able to do that, and I hope that I'm not too late answering these questions. Now, there was another person who was saying that some slots are still locked. Like I said, when I did this video, I know it was 3 weeks ago, and I know you guys have applied. If you have watched my videos, because I didn't start talking about DV lottery right now. If you have watched my videos, I know you have enough information. So you find that I always say that when the DV lottery is starting, at that moment, most people are doing the application. But right now, you find that not many people are doing the application. But when it comes to the end, most people are going to be doing the application. So you find that sometimes you might go to do the application and you are not able to get in because most people are there. But right now, if you want to do the application and you haven't done it, because I know there are some people who still haven't done it, it's not gonna be jammed. The website is not gonna be jammed because people have calmed down. It's the third week, and then they are gonna wait and then start running on the last week. So if you haven't applied for your DV lottery, this would be a good time for you to start applying again. Okay. All right. Okay. Can you share the website? This video, if you look at my first comment, I think I pinned that one somewhere. I put in the website there. I did put in the website there about the website. Now, oh gosh, I don't want to start another video there. Okay, so let's look at another question. Please, my wife has not completed primary school, but she's now a hairdresser. Can she also now apply for the DV lottery? Now, they can apply as your second, the second applicant, whereby if you have finished Form 4, then you can be the first applicant, and then they can come second. Because when you look at the job category, the hairdresser is low. And my next video, I'm gonna do about that, whereby you look at the job category. So as a hairdresser, they might not qualify, but they can be a second applicant because the jobs must qualify. They look at what I know about here, and I've learned to do that, is that we follow protocols. When you come here, you follow a certain protocol whereby these things are done a different way. So for example, if I go to work and I have a patient and they have a certain problem, and for me to be able to tackle that problem, I have to go and look at the protocol. Like, how is it done here? What are their rules? You see what I mean? The same thing is that when you apply your DV lottery, they look at the protocol, they look at the website, the labor website, and see, yes, you didn't finish high school, but do you qualify through the job? What is your job category? That is what they look at. And that's why it's important, if you don't have your Form 4 certificate, apply as a second applicant, and then your spouse will be first, especially if they have finished high school, and that's gonna help. Okay. My question is concerning the city of birth. Now, and I'm not even gonna continue with this one, because look at your passport. Look at if you don't have a passport, look at your birth certificate. Where it says the city that you were born, enter that one. That's what I did on mine. Enter that one. Because when you go even to get your passport, they're going to refer off of your birth certificate. So enter what is there. That's all that you need to do. And I've talked about that earlier. And so write what is on your birth certificate. It's very, very important. Just write what's on your birth certificate, because I believe everybody should have a birth certificate. I said this one time. And then one person was like, I tell you, sometimes you assume like people have things. Some things we get them because we are proactive. Maybe when you were born, your parents were not able to get your birth certificate, but you can apply it for yourself. The only thing that you need to do is to go and get the ID for your parents, and to show that you belong to them. And then you go maybe with the ID and all your documents, you'll get a birth certificate. So even if your parents did not get it for you, you don't have an excuse to say that you cannot get it for yourself. You can. You're able to. We have to be able to be proactive. We have to be able to get documentation. Another thing that I like to say is that if you have a thought or a dream that you want to go abroad, it doesn't matter whether you want to come to the US or you want to go anywhere, get a passport. Look for a passport and have it. because something might pop up. You know, there's a proverb in our customs that there was this girl. I like to give examples. She was born in a family, but I believe she didn't have parents, so they never liked her a lot. So all the time that they had a party, they would send her to the farm because they didn't want her to enjoy the party. And she would be so sad, so she would be spent all day in the sun and working very hard. And by the time she went back home, there was nothing for her. So one time she went to the farm, and then the egos. An ego is for me, I feel like an ego is a very blessed bird, because even the ego is able to fly higher than all the other birds. So they went and snatched some of the meat from the party, and they flew with it, thinking that they were going to go eat it, but unfortunately it fell on where that girl was in the farm, and that girl was able to enjoy more meat than the one that was in the party. So what do I mean? I mean that you should always be prepared. Get a passport, put it in your pocket. And that's what I tell my family members. I tell them, don't just look for a passport, keep it in your pocket. You never know, an opportunity might arise, and you might be on the next plane coming to the US. But if that opportunity arises and you don't have a passport, then we are going to start from zero, looking for a passport. I don't know what. So get a passport and have it. Even if you don't plan to come to the US, you can go anywhere else. So you get a passport and have it. So just like a birth certificate, if you do not have it, get it. Even if your parents were not able to get it for you, there are ways that you can get it. You just need to get their ID, and maybe if you have your ID, you can go and apply for your passport and you will get it. For your children, get them the birth certificate. Do not wait until your child is like 15 years, whatever, and they still don't have a birth certificate. No. The moment that they are born, you're given a notification. That little notification, when you go home, before your child is 6 months old, go and apply for the birth certificate and wait for it. And when they're little, because you won't be needing it so much, you won't be in a rush that they don't have a birth certificate, you have to run and get a birth certificate or whatever. No. The moment that they're born, because by the time you leave the hospital, you have that little notification. Make sure that you pursue it. And then even if it stays because it might take a longer time, but even if it takes a longer time, because you don't need it at that moment, you'll be fine. And then when it comes in, you will keep it in your records. So if something arises, you won't be in a rush that you don't have a birth certificate for your kids, you don't have one for yourself, so you're just running. So some of these things, you have to do them proactively. And you find that why I always talk about the DV lottery is that when I came to the US, I learned that so many things are very easy if we have a good administration and we have a good government. You find that here when you have a baby, that notification, someone comes in, they register your child, and then they give you a little paper, and then you go home, you go online, you apply for the birth certificate, and then you just wait and it comes to your door. Here it's delivered by the email, by the mail. So someone will come with a certified mail, they'll knock at your door, and then they'll give you your child's birth certificate. And I believe I've looked at some of the things in Kenya, and I've seen, and even in other countries, that some things are becoming digitalized. So you can apply online and just keep on following up. But you find that sometimes we are not very proactive. We like to procrastinate. So have all those documents with you. Your children's birth certificate, your birth certificates, and just keep them. You never know, just like that girl who had gone to the farm. If she had refused to go to the farm and she was sleeping, no meat would have found her. So it's very, very, very important for you to do that. Okay, now, Bakaron Service Limited is saying thank you. Thank you for your support. Okay, so this one says that they have completed high school and joined college to study diploma. So what level should they fill? You just say, so if you have completed high school, you can say some certificate or some diploma, but you still don't have a diploma. They have so many options. Look at that video and see that part that I'm talking about, that I'm going to pin this video again here so that you can look at it. Okay. This one was saying they were trying to apply on their Samsung phone. Kanye Heavenly defended 9513, and they were clicking on the female and it was not highlighting. So sometimes if your phone is giving you trouble, just use the computer. That's how I can say, just use your computer and you'll be all right. Okay. This one was asking if I do offer services of hosting green card holders. I don't like, no, I don't offer services. I wouldn't want to do that. And why is because I think I've dealt with people most of my life. When I was in Kenya, I was doing business and I dealt with so many people because I was training people in college. And I know that when someone is coming from Africa, when they come here, they don't have a lot of money. Some of them need your support. Like for sure, they do need your support. So for me, I feel like I would be taking advantage of people there, asking them for money so that I can get them a place to stay instead of hosting them. So if I can't host you in my house, then it is what it is. But I am not able, like myself, I wouldn't be able to ask someone who is coming in with a green card to send me 50,000 or 100,000 so that I can put them in a house, people who do not know each other, so that no, I can do that. But I would help. I would look for my friends and see if someone wants to host. I would do that, but I'm not able to do it as a business. At the same time, I'm a professional nurse and I like to concentrate on my nursing. At the same time, I like to talk about DV lottery. And at the same time, I like to help people. And at the same time, I like to give information because that's how I came here. But I can't do it as a business. No, I'm not able to. There are some things that are, for me, that I feel like they're so hard because unless someone was in dire straits, then I would look for someone to host her, friend, whatever. But I wouldn't ask them for money so that I could get them a place. No, that's a wake-up call for the people who live in the US because there's some people who are able to host. They can host you, but some people don't like hosting. And that's why I normally say that when you're doing your networking or when you're trying to get to know people, know who you're talking to, maybe sometimes know about their status. And sometimes it's very easy to know about someone's status. If someone has lived here in the US for more than 20 years and they've never gone home, that person doesn't have papers. They don't, because if you don't have papers here and you don't go home and you want to go back home, you will not be allowed to come back because you don't have the right documentation. So most of those people, they don't go home. But if someone keeps on, that's a fly. If someone keeps on going home, then you will know whether they have them or they don't have them, because there's some people who have been here for the longest time and they've never been able to go back. But they know that if they go back, then they can't come back. But when you are a permanent resident, you are a US citizen, you're able to go back home, say hi to your people, and then you come back. Like my husband, he always goes home. Me, I have not been able to go back home because my children are younger. And I want them to grow older so that when I take them to home, they will have a good experience, like they will understand. And now my youngest is growing older, so I plan to go back home and see what happened, because I haven't been there for 9 years. I don't want it to be 10 years. I don't want it to be a decade, but so I'll have to go home. God willing, I will go home. So there's some people who will tell you, oh, I'm going to host you, fill your green card. And then when you win it, they just disappear because they do not have even an address. Because this country is very complex, because if you don't have the right documentation, then you can't even rent a house. You can't rent a house. You can't open a bank account. Like, it's just complex, guys. So, and that's why you find that most of those people, they just disappear. And they do not, it's not that they don't want to host you, it's because they're not in a position to, but they don't want to say, because people don't say. Even as it's hard to know like who doesn't have papers or who has papers. It's really hard. You can't know, but you will know. You know in your own, when you live here, you know things, so you know like that person, they have never gone home or whatever. You will just know. But That's how it is. So I don't offer a service for hosting people. I do not offer that. But I can help if someone is genuine, and if someone is has explored all the avenues and they were not able to get anything. So this one, Chamtai go 5 on is saying thank you, Charity. May God bless you. And Lucy Ahereza is saying thanks for always sharing. I'm surely blessed with your videos. Thank you. Charles Karaoke is saying thanks, Charity, for your tireless efforts. I'm now good to go. God bless you. And the last one, thank you. Moses Monchama 9458 is saying thank you for taking us through the online DV lottery form. I'm ready to apply for DV25 with my nuclear family, and this will be my fourth application. I trust God's favor that will be upon me by applying well, get selected, get enough finances, and get the right host to relocate to the USA to successfully change our lives for the best in Jesus' name. Amen. So thank you for that, Moses. I do thank you guys for always watching my videos. I don't take it for granted. I also thank you for being patient, because sometimes things happen, life happens, and I'm not able to come to this forum, but I'm still here, and I'm gonna continue doing this until most of you join us here in the US. So thank you. Continue watching my videos. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. Thank you, and God bless you. See you in another video.